Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video at 3:25 AM UK time, or at least as I'm recording it. I guess it's got to be finished recording and then go up first, so it'll be a bit later than that. But the Dokkan now at 3 AM UK time, so I've just finished watching it. Just wanted to give you guys a breakdown of the news and the information, because of course we were promised global exclusive info for the anniversary, as well as some information on the sync. Now, the global exclusive information is not what we expected. I made a video yesterday talking about a few things that we could possibly see based on speculation I've seen from across the community, including things like certain units coming early, super easy A's or easy A's being global first, that kind of thing. And the information turned out to be something completely different, to do with summons for the anniversary, and to be honest is actually insanely hype when you think about the full breakdown, which of course we will go into here. So we get a little bit of information about the sync at the end, although I think some people are going to be very disappointed, because they did say in the last update they gave us that they would be giving us more information about the sync during the anniversary. So originally I didn't think we would see any sync info from this Dokkan now at all, until they mentioned in the description that there was going to be information. But unfortunately it pretty much just confirms what I think we already kind of knew, or at least what we've been suspecting. It's something that Truth's been saying for ages, something that I've been saying for a while on streams as well. But we'll get to that information when we come to it. So we start off with our boy Amatsu, surprisingly actually speaking English this time. Obviously I think he says like his English isn't the best. So we also have a new team member that I'm pretty sure we've never seen before, Ken, another English speaking member of the Dokkan team. And so it starts off like a typical Dokkan now, where we get they talk about the theme of the anniversary, then we get the information about the story events with the Frieza free-to-play event, and then the Beerus free-to-play event, who obviously will eventually awaken into the LR Pajamas Beerus, who for some reason, because he's wearing his pajamas, gets to have a different name in Dokkan. And then they mention the other upcoming events, the daily movie bosses stage, where you can get skill orbs for movie super bosses, even stage where you can get your skill orbs for super bosses. Actually, it is movie bosses. I thought it was, I don't know why I thought it was super bosses when it was on JP, just because obviously Broly is a super bosses character, but it does say movie bosses after all, huh? Then the last two stages being added for the red zone, which of course we already knew. Frieza and Beerus being added. This should all happen when the anniversary starts. And now, funnily enough, we also have this. So it's funny how this happens all the time, right? Where something comes out on JP, a lot of the time it was like categories, right? And they get roughly translated, and then that's what the community calls them for like 3 to 6 months, based on how long it takes for that to then come to global. So this is the blue zone, or what was actually being called, or had been translated to, Supreme Battle Spectacle. But apparently the global name for it is going to be Supreme Magnificent Battle. So this is the blue zone. This is the event where obviously by the end of the anniversary we'll have a blue Gogeta boss, who's considered one of the hardest bosses in the game. But yeah, this is the blue zone, aka Supreme Battle Spectacle. It's going to be called Supreme Magnificent Battle on global, which is certainly an interesting name for sure. And then they mention like the fact that you can get some titles and stuff like that. They do talk about this thing, of course, which I mentioned in the video that I put out talking about all the tickets for the anniversary. So this is the thing where you collect 50 of the tickets by doing missions all throughout the anniversary, and then you can do a summon for 77 units on any one of the 4 main anniversary banners, which is crazy, because there will be people out there that will pull Beast Gohan or Broly or Gogeta or the Gammas with these tickets that are free. And somebody commented on the video that I made about the tickets, actually, saying that this isn't a W, because I was saying in that video that I think it is a massive W, because as a free-to-play player who doesn't summon on yellow coin banners, the old format of 77 summons, where it was on this random banner where most of the units were mid, but you'd get 3 guaranteed LRs at the end, it was one of their only opportunities to get some of these LRs that they don't normally summon for. Whereas obviously on this banner, there's nothing guaranteed. Like on JP, I did my summon on this, and I didn't get a single featured unit out of the 77 characters, let alone actually getting Beast Gohan. And whilst I do see that, because it's not guaranteed, I mean, one of my summons on this style banner, it was either the last anniversary or the one before, I got like triple LR Super 17, which, throw it in the garbage. Like, I might as well have not done it, right? So this, where you get a chance to get the anniversary headlining units for free, I think is crazy. So very, very cool, but obviously something we expected because it was something that happened on JP. Then they showed off the card arts for the characters and all of the animations, which of course we've seen already since the anniversary on JP. The only thing that was new, of course, was the fact that they had the English dub versions of the animations. But I mean, for Broly, his is just him screaming a bit, and then Gogeta's only real proper voice line is in his like intro and active skill. They sound perfectly fine. I mean, Gogeta and Vegito normally have that same similar voice, right, where it's the melding of Goku and Vegeta's voices on top of each other. So it sounds good, sounds perfectly fine. And yeah, the animations still obviously look incredible. Broly and Gogeta have top level animation quality, so we absolutely love to see that. And then they spend a bit of time here just going through after the animations. They do the thing that they always do where they show the details on the screen. They don't read it out, they just let this play out, and it goes over the abilities of both of the characters, which of course, as I say, at this point we are all very familiar with. So now we get on to the actual important news here, and that is the summons. So they confirm that the banners are scheduled to start on the 8th of the 7th PST. So this is something that we've been discussing for a while about when exactly the banners are going to drop, because the anniversary officially starts on the 7th of July. That is the anniversary for Global, which is Sunday, right? But a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, no, like I saw people saying something about like to do with the time of the Kai banner, like this is, the banners will come out on the 7th, but that was unlikely because they don't often release big stuff like this on the Sunday. So a lot of us were thinking, oh, you know, we're going to have to wait until Monday the 8th. The 7th anniversary characters, the Gods and the Super Saiyan 4s, they came out on the 8th and not the 7th. However, when Dokkan does these announcements for Global, they're always talking about, when it says PST, this is going to be late in the evening PST. So what this means is this is going to be late in the Monday evening if you're in the US, or for me and other people in Europe, this is going to be early on the Tuesday morning, which it kind of sucks because the anniversary officially starts on the Sunday. We'll get all the new events and stuff like that, but then we have to wait until Tuesday to actually summon for the new characters, which is a little bit disappointing. It's a shame they can't just release the stuff on Sunday or even the Monday, to be fair. But that's the banner time, banner release essentially confirmed. Not the exact time. A lot of the time the banners drop a little bit early, but we'll know when we know for sure the banner times. I will of course make a post or a short or something to let you guys know. Now, when it comes to the actual global exclusive information, this is what I was talking about. It's to do with summons. It's not going to be a unit or anything like that. But honestly, this is all summons are RNG at the end of the day. But honestly, this is like mind-blowing how good this is. If you're someone that's been saving to summon for the anniversary, assuming that the part 2 banners are going to have the same format as well, for like people that are going to go crazy for Beast Gohan. So the first 3 steps or 4 steps, it's a step up banner, but it's got 7 steps. So the first 4 steps are the usual like 3+1 that we would expect, right? So you get discounted multis, 30, 40, 50, and they're all 10 characters. They're not any of this annoying thing they do sometimes where the multi costs less, but you're getting less characters. So it's not even really discounted. 30, 40, 50. So 120 stones for 3 summons, and then you get a free summon. So 120 stones for 4 summons. Then the next summon is discounted as well, and so is the 6th one. So 40 and 45, and then 50. So you're still having a saving of what, 15 stones. So it's 135 stones for the second set of 3. But then the third one, summon number 7 overall, is a guaranteed featured unit. Now, this is what I'm saying about, like, all summoning is RNG at the end of the day, but there will be so many people, I say so many, but I mean, there's thousands of people that play the game. So in the grand context, right, there will be so many people that will pull Broly or Gogeta off of this guaranteed featured step. And if you're really lucky and it's the first of the guaranteed featured steps that you've done, then you're going to have walked away with Broly or Gogeta for like 255 stones, which is what it costs to do the full thing. Now, the one thing I could probably see people complaining about is when you get to step 7, you get a guaranteed featured SSR, but then you don't get a free multi afterwards, and it goes back to step 1. So it's like you get 3+1, then you get 3 with a guaranteed featured, and then the cycle starts again. So technically, this does mean you get less free summons if you're doing a big batch of summoning with, like, you know, 1,000 stones or something. but more of the multis are discounted. And the important thing as well, I guess you will get a decent amount of free summons overall in comparison, because for the 400 hours only, which is what we normally expect, like the 3+1, which is what, like, it's more than 10 days. It lasts for a while. It's almost 2 weeks. The whole 7-step thing is available for that time. So 3 multis, then a free one, and 3 multis with a guaranteed featured, all of which are discounted apart from the very last ones, right? The step 3 and step 7. That lasts for that entire 400 hours. So I guess with the discounts at the end here, if you're doing a big bunch of summons, normally we expect like 1 or maybe 2 rotations to have discounts and then go back to being 50 stones each and then 3+1. But because they stay at this discounted rate, even though we're missing this free summon at the end here, if you're doing, like I say, a big bunch, like 1,000 or more worth of Dragon Stones, you are going to still end up with probably roughly around the same amount of free summons. Now, if you're somebody that only had like, 600 stones, which would have got you a certain amount of free multis, you're going to get, I think, less multis overall, but you're also getting guaranteed featured on step 7 every time. So this is crazy, right? It only takes that bit of luck, 1 guaranteed featured to be the, Goku Black Rift, Zeno, whatever, and then you're done on the banner. So for people who do really want to summon for Broly or Gogeta, this is crazy, and assumingly the same format is going to be the case for the Part 2 banners as well. So if you are somebody who's saving to go all in for Beast Gohan, the fact that like every 7th multi, which are discounted as well, is going to be a chance that, well, I mean, every multi is a chance that you're getting, but every 7th multi is a massively increased chance that you're going to pull Beast Gohan, which is crazy. So that's really, really good, and that lasts for that entire 400 hours. So if you're summoning a tool during part 1, then yeah, you've got a... I personally think this is a massive W. I think people will see that you don't get the extra free summon at the end here after step 7 and think that it's like worse, but when you add up the total stones it's going to cost to do the entire set of rotations, and then you think about like I say, how many summons you're actually going to get out of like 1,000 stones, the fact that you get the guaranteed featured is just a massive W, because we all know you can walk into a banner with like 2,000 stones and not pull the new unit. And whilst that can still happen here, of course, having a guaranteed featured unit on the 7th step certainly increases your chances a little bit. So very, very hype stuff. Let me know what you guys think about that down below in the comment section. And then finally, the information about the sync. Now, essentially, as I said at the beginning, this is them basically saying exactly what I expected to be the case, and as I've been saying on streams, right? The sync will begin with the worldwide celebration in August. The characters are obviously going to come out on both versions at the same time, as they always do for the worldwide celebration. And then essentially the campaigns will be synced after this, but global will still be missing some stuff. They basically straight up said, like, to add some of the stuff, the way they worded it was to add some of the stuff that is not yet out on global, they still have to make changes to global, whatever. I mean, things like data downloads and stuff. That the way they worded it, it doesn't really sound like the actual legitimate reason, right? I think it's more to do with how they want to try and work the schedule without it being too squeezed up. But they basically said that the sync will happen after the worldwide celebration. Everything new will be coming out on both versions at the same time, but global will still have some stuff that is missing, and that they'll be doing their best to fit it in somewhere. So that'll be things like, I would imagine, like us getting Cell Max, UI Goku, like the Telebart stuff. But they did say on here, of course, that the next update, I don't know if there's a screenshot for it now, they go into the viewer messages at the end. The next information about the sync will still be during the anniversary, which is of course what they said in the last update. So we've gotten a little bit of information which kind of confirms what we already knew or suspected, and then more information will be available during the anniversary. But this basically confirms that we're going to have worldwide on the same like both versions at the same time as we usually do, and then from that point onwards everything new coming out will come out on both versions at the same time, but global will still be missing some things which they're going to then have to fit in somewhere. So That's it for the information from this Dokkan. Now, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. What do you think about the new summon format for the anniversary banners? Like I say, I think it's a W, especially considering the anniversary is usually a time that people are saving up to do a bunch of summons. I think it works out slightly worse if you're doing less summons, but the more summons you're doing, because of the discounting steps being there in the entire time, like the 400 hours, you will end up with around the same amount because all of the summons are discounted, right? Because if you just do the first 3+1 and then they stopped being discounted, it's like 150 stones for 4 multis, whereas it's going to constantly stay 255 stones for 7 multis and guaranteed featured at the end. So I think it's a W, but let me know what you guys think down below. Are you excited to summon for Broly and Gogeta? Let me know your thoughts on the sync now that we basically know for sure. Worldwide, global will still be missing some stuff. I would imagine by the end of the year, everything will be out on global, and obviously everything's going to be then synced. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.